All I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long day is over.
As dawn steals softly across the fjords of western Norway, a new day has begun, and the fishermen are already at their work. Since time began, fishing has been a part of the lives of the people, and today the cities of Bergen and Stavanger are centres of a vast industry. Bergen, Norway's second largest city, has for centuries dominated her western seaboard. It was here some of the fiercest battles took place in the civil wars that troubled Scandinavia many centuries ago. There are few remains now of the 30 churches that stood here back in the 13th century, but evidence of thriving commerce. Here you will find the past and the future assembled in the present. A fascinating blend of old and new, still rich in the culture and traditions of a sturdy heritage. The people of Bergen are gay and friendly, and their love of music and dancing, especially folk dancing, is expressed on every possible occasion. If you fly south from Bergen, you can reach in 40 minutes the lovely old city of Stavanger, which stands guard like a proud sentinel over an island-studded bay. Stavanger, with its fine deep harbour, contains one of the largest and busiest shipyards in northern Europe and is a regular port of call for large transatlantic liners and vessels of all. Here, as in Bergen, fishing is a major part of the economy, and over a third of the population earn a good livelihood from this great industry. The last 40 years has become a leading contributor to world markets. The town has unique enchantment, a charming blend of old fishing village and modern progressive city, with a picturesque market by the quayside, where the inhabitants of Stavanger come every day to buy anything from cod to candy. Relic of a bygone age, this cathedral, built by Bishop Arild of Winchester in the 12th century, is one of the rare examples in Scandinavia of Anglo-Norman craftsmanship. The call of the sea comes early in Norway, and it's never too soon to start learning about boats. Any boat will do, and if the owner objects, well, there's always another boat just around the corner.
Stavanger has the only school of its kind in the world, a technical college built by the fish canning industry, where young students become specialists in the most up-to-date methods of factory management, food hygiene and quality control. Students are encouraged to gain first-hand practical experience of the fishing industry. This is part of the Sild and Bristling fleet, whose annual harvest comes from the clear, deep waters of the fjords. The shoal is located and gathered onto a huge net called a purse seine, over 1,000 feet long and 180 feet deep. When the edges are drawn together, they form a gigantic purse or pocket, which holds all the fish. Samples of the fish are taken at once and carefully checked for size and quality. If they do not measure up to the strict specification required by the Quality Control Department, the entire catch is returned to the sea, sometimes resulting in a loss of thousands of pounds. The purse seine net is towed slowly into shallow waters near the shore. Here the fish are transferred into a smaller net and left there for several days. This is a process known as thronging.
The skipper of this boat has landed more fish from his nets than any other boat in the fleet. A typical fisherman, he lives only for the sea, and his name has become a legend in the quiet harbours where seafaring men gather. Sild is difficult to catch as the shoals move about so quickly, and for this reason, most of the boats have been equipped with an echo-sounding device that measures the depth of the seabed. Anything coming in between, like a shoal of fish, is shown as a dark patch on the chart. For these men, fishing is not just a job, it's a way of life, and nothing on earth would induce them to give it up. During the time spent in the thronging nets, the fish are unable to go out in search of food, and so completely digest everything they've previously eaten. This means, of course, that they are thoroughly cleaned inside when the transport boats arrive to take the fish to the factories. Spawned in the North Sea, the tiny fish are attracted by the clear crystal waters of the fjords and the myriad plankton carried in by the Gulf Stream. The plankton, which contains vast quantities of microscopic vegetable and shellfish life, is the original source of vitamins and the favourite diet of the silled and bristling shoals. The rapid expansion of Norway's fishing industry is due to the introduction of modern planning and equipment in the vast chain of canneries that straddle the coastline from Oslo to the Arctic Circle. The silt is washed under high-powered jets of water to remove all the scales, which incidentally are later collected and used in the manu-imitation pearls. Thoroughly cleaned, the silt is carried to a grading machine, which ensures that only fish of uniform size go forward for processing. Smoking the fish correctly is a most important part of the process, and Norway is about the only place left where genuine oak logs are still used for this purpose. Richly flavoured from the smoking ovens, the little fish are trimmed on this machine and conveyed to the next operation where they are carefully packed into tins. Now comes the final stage of the process. The tins are hermetically sealed and wrapped and labelled by this machine. They are then ready for dispatch to all parts of the world.
After the factory process, samples of fish are taken from each cannery and sent to the quality control department, which works in close contact with the research laboratories. Here, nothing is left to chance, and the most rigorous tests are made on all products to ensure that everything is up to the required standard. Norwegians are a healthy, active race and enjoy all forms of outdoor sport. Here, the days are long and sunny, giving 20 hours of light in each day during the summer months. Every Friday, the young people stream out of the town for a long weekend in the mountains, climbing, fishing, swimming, or just being lazy in the sun. It's only a few hours' climb from the warm, scented valleys filled with fruit blossom to the high, crisp mountain peaks with their carpets of dazzling snow.
Snow? I hate it. Most people think of Norway as a paradise for winter sports enthusiasts and forget that the warm currents of the Gulf Stream provide a summer temperature often as high as southern Europe. Here in Stavanger, you can choose your skiing, high on the mountain slopes or the blue waters of the fjords. And if you're really energetic, you can always manage both in one day. As evening descends on the fjords, the sounds of the day grow silent and the countryside prepares for sleep.
Nightlife in Norway is catered for everywhere, including the best hotels, and Stavanger can boast of one of the finest and most luxurious in Europe. Lies the rumour that Norwegians don't eat very much.
At last the long day draws to a close. The wings of night come swiftly from the east, and tinkling glasses play an obligato to the laughter of youth. Out in the night, soft lights wink in the gloaming as young people whisper of their dreams and hopes for tomorrow. 100 sleepy harbours are awakened by the throb of engines as the boats put out to sea again. A waning moon nestles into a blanket of cloud, and the rest of the world is sleeping. But for the fishermen of Norway, another long day has begun.